To prepare for the upcoming school festival, Takuya and Kotoko headed over to Genichiro's apartment. Realizing he was alone in a room with the popular Yara, Takuya couldn't help but feel nervous. Just then, the doorbell rang, and Takuya found out that Kotoko had also invited Amani. He originally thought having 3 people would make things less awkward, but seeing 2 beautiful girls bustling around right in front of him, Takuya still couldn't help but blush. Fortunately, Takuya soon immersed himself in the handmade crafts. Seeing the mask and headgear Takuya was making, both Amani and Kotoko were curious to see what he looked like wearing it. As a hardcore otaku, Takuya was a pro at cosplay and put it on effortlessly. This made Amani itch to try it on too. However, after changing into the outfit, she suddenly realized that both the headgear and the clothes carried Takuya's scent. This realization made her incredibly shy, and she ultimately gave up on the idea. As dusk fell, Takuya and Amani planned to finish the rest of the work at school. Unexpectedly, Kotoko suddenly suggested that since the opportunity was perfect, they should have a sleepover. Seeing the expectant looks on Amani and Kotoko's faces, Takuya really couldn't refuse. He figured Genichiro was there too, so he wouldn't be the only guy, and it shouldn't be that awkward. Although they claimed to stay up to finish the remaining work, none of them seemed very motivated. Kotoko suggested that they should take a bath to refresh their minds and specifically warned Takuya not to try and peek. Takuya certainly wouldn't do something like peeking, but he couldn't help fantasizing about what might happen in the bathroom. This made it impossible for him to focus on his crafting. Takuya never thought that one day, his love for Kiramon would lose to something else. Just as he was about to give in to his wandering thoughts, he hallucinated a character from Kiramon appearing before him to offer encouragement. This helped him successfully conquer his inner desires. Just then, Amani and Kotoko finished their baths. Looking at them, Takuya felt something was slightly different. It wasn't until Kotoko told him not to keep staring at their bare faces that he snapped out of it. He quickly stated that they were both incredibly cute even without makeup, which made both Kotoko and Amani blush. So, the 3 of them finished all the handmade crafts. Seeing how late it was, they decided to call it a night. However, for some reason, none of them were sleepy. Genichiro, being experienced, understood this feeling well. He suggested that since it was a rare occasion, they might as well play a bit longer, though they needed to keep the volume down. At a time like this, the topic of love was inevitable. Both Kotoko and Amani were curious if he had to choose which girl in class would Takuya date. Takuya replied that the only girls he was familiar with were Amani and Kotoko. Seeing their smug expressions, Takuya realized they were just teasing him. He originally wanted to counter with the same question, but unexpectedly, both Amani and Kotoko said Takuya's name in unison. So, Kotoko couldn't hold on and fell asleep first. The all-nighter contest was now down to just Takuya and Amani. Takuya suddenly asked Amani why she insisted on hiding the fact that she was an otaku girl. This time, Amani didn't retort as she usually would. Instead, she told Takuya that back in middle school, she didn't have any friends with similar hobbies. Because she was afraid of being isolated, she had to hide her otaku side. But things were different now. She had friends like Kotoko and Takuya around, people with whom she didn't need to hide her true preferences. Takuya felt the exact same way. Not wanting to forget this moment, Amani pulled Takuya in to take a commemorative photo together. The school festival is about to begin. What kind of stories will unfold between Takuya and the 2 beautiful girls? Follow my channel to get the latest anime plot updates first.